On October 14th, the Epilepsy Foundation of Virginia will be holding its second annual Tour de Midnight bike ride in Rockville. Here to tell us more, the president of the Epilepsy Foundation of Virginia, Dr. Stacey Epps, along with Elizabeth Dalton, who is an epilepsy awareness advocate. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We kind of tease people that you don't have to stay up till midnight. What is the Tour de Midnight?
So the Tour de Midnight is a bicycle ride that is in its second year. It is held at the Midnight Brewery, so that's where the name comes from. So you don't have to stay up till midnight. It's a 100-kilometer bike ride to Lake Anna or a 50-kilometer bike ride to Montpelier. Leaves and finishes at the Midnight Brewery. So riders leave at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. and then there's a big celebration and party afterwards.
And Elizabeth, I understand that you raised quite a bit of money for the foundation last year. Tell me about that.
Yes, ma'am. My father is a really big bike rider. He loves to bike ride, so we started a team together, and I was an advocate, and I helped to raise some money. And
some money, $11,000 is
yes.
some money.
Yes, we worked together through social media and through friends and a lot of supporters.
Why is this topic so important to you personally?
I actually have epilepsy. I was diagnosed when I was 12, so I've had it for about 11 years now, and it's been a hard road and a hard battle, so I would really like to help others with epilepsy.
And Dr. Epps, can you help us understand what epilepsy is all about, and what's the biggest misperception about this?
So epilepsy is basically a disorder where people have recurrent unprovoked seizures. And a seizure, the best way to explain it or to understand it, is an electrical storm in the brain. And we really don't understand why it happens. There are a lot of causes for it. It can be post-traumatic, it can be due to genetic reasons. And there are people who are well controlled, who take their medications and their seizures are controlled. And there are other people like Elizabeth who, despite medications and devices, still have seizures. And the biggest misperception is that people who have epilepsy cannot have normal lives. And there are people who are devastated by epilepsy, and don't get me wrong, but there are people who, despite this illness and despite the fact that they continue to have seizures, they live normal lives, like Elizabeth, going to nursing school, trying to become a nurse, going to become a nurse. You know, these people live normal lives. That we need to dispel the myths about epilepsy. There are still people who believe that epilepsy is a contagious disease. There are still people who believe that epilepsy carries with it some type of stigma, and it really doesn't. It's just like asthma or diabetes or any other illness that people deal with in society. And that's part of the Epilepsy Foundation's goal, is to dispel myths about epilepsy and then provide direct support to those people with epilepsy and their families.
And that's kind of one of the ideas too behind the bike ride, is that you're going to offer information, and this is a way to spread awareness.
Yes, exactly. Spread awareness. There will be awareness information there, and also to raise funds for programs. So we go out, the foundation goes out and does awareness events throughout the Commonwealth. We go out into schools, train school nurses, we train police officers, anyone really, daycare centers, anyone who wants information about seizure safety, what to do if someone has a seizure. We've trained school bus drivers, if a child has a seizure on a bus, what to do, how to keep people safe. We have awareness events throughout the Commonwealth, and that's what the funds raised do. We're actually, part of the funds that are being raised are going to be used as grants to donate to families who are trying to save for seizure awareness dogs this year. So that's a new program that we're funding. We also fund a program called Wear a Helmet, Prevent Epilepsy, where every fourth grader in the Commonwealth has an educational program about wearing a helmet while bike riding or rollerblading to prevent head injury.
A lot of things going on. Dr. Stacey Epps, Elizabeth Dalton, thanks so much for joining us today. And the Tour de Midnight bike ride is Saturday, October 14th at the Midnight Brewery in Rockville, Virginia. The rides begin at 9 and 10 a.m. If you'd like to get more information, just check out the link on our show website by early this afternoon at WTVR.com/VTM.